Welcome again to the Olugbenga Adetitun YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you about coping strategies in the midst of subsidy removal in Nigeria. Coping strategies in the midst of fuel price hike in Nigeria or any other place in the world. Coping strategy when there's a sign of inflation or when your salary is caught by inflation. Now, currently in Nigeria, there's a fuel price hike, and many people have been shouting and are bothered, and they are bothered. Please, yes, it is natural to be bothered, but don't let the border to pass the border. Don't let the border to pass the borderline of border. Don't let the disturbance on the problem that is happening to pass the borderline of the problem. If you make it to hook you up, it can lead to other health crisis. So take what is happening in the country currently, take it easy, take it low. Start thinking of the way out instead of brooding over the problem that has arisen. In this video, I want to tell you about the coping strategies by which you can be able to cope and effectively manage your resources. The resources are limited. The fuel price hike is more than 250% rise in price. It was previously, let's say, 200. 100% rise from 200 is 400. That is 100% hike. Then going to 500 is 150. Then 50 cents. That's the fuel price hike that we have now. It's about 160% hike in price. Now, how are you going to cope? Because the fuel price hike is going to affect the price of goods and commodities. It's going to affect other things. Now, one way to cope is just the ways we have been talking about all along. It is the same old ways we've been speaking about, but I'm going to elaborate it again for our benefit in this situation now. Number one, your children, the school they are going to, can you conveniently afford it from your salary? If you cannot, then you have overstepped your boundary. Where do you expect the other funds to come from? So the school your children should go to should be within the means, your means, should be within your business profit, should be within your salary. Now, number two, the house you are living in. Is it a house that is more than your salary or that is more than your profit that you can pay conveniently from your profit? If it is, then you have overstepped your boundary also. See, the school your children go to is important, yes. When they go to big school, they go to good school, is important because it helps them. At the same rate, if your children go to a school that they think is a bad school, but you support them at home, your children are going to come out well. In the last joint admission and matriculation examination that was in the last university tertiary matriculation examination done by JAMB in Nigeria, the best student is a student from a public school. The best students always emerge from a public school. The same thing in WAEC, the same thing in most exams. They emerge from public school because I have a senior friend those days. He's a professor in physics in the University of Ibadan today. Those days he used to tell us, because he used to teach in a private school while I was in the secondary school. I went to a public secondary school in Lagos, one of the model secondary school in Lagos. Precisely, I went to Anwar Islam College in Agege. And I was assistant senior prefect in my final year. I was a class rep throughout my stay from GSS2 when I transferred to the school up to the time I became a senior prefect, assistant senior prefect in SS3. Now, this individual, I used to go to him to teach me physics. Sometimes when I have some issues, he will explain to me, and he knows physics very well. So we're discussing some things, and he said, if you go to a public school, you make your WAEC, that you have a better chance to succeed in university than a student who went to a private school, because private school they are spoon-fed, while public school they are not spoon-fed. They will give you the minima and they expect you to go and handle the rest. And despite that, you are able to come out tops. And when you come out tops, you are going to beat the one that went to private school, because the one in private school was spoon-fed. They were guiding, but you on your own, you stand, and so you know. So if your children go to a public school, it is not a crime, because we are making some mistakes. If your salary can afford private school, the best private school, $1 billion private school, let them go there. But cut your coat according to your clothes, not according to your size now. Your clothes should be your coat should be cut according to the cloth material you have, not according to how big that you are. So if you have 2 yards of 2 yards, they should try to get material that will take care of that 2 yards. What some people do is that when they have maybe they buy 10 yards material, the wife have used maybe they buy 8 yards material, the wife have used a large chunk. The husband will just use his own to sew top. We just use his own to sew something, then they buy other material to join, and you see them moving around. So that material that they want to use, because of their size, because of the size and the clothes material, the amount of material available, they have to plan it accordingly. Now, if your material cannot get you a coat, use it to sew a waistcoat. If it cannot get you a waistcoat, use it to do a muffler. If you cannot do a muffler, you to make a pocket square. If you cannot do a pocket square, just need to do something. It can just be something like a badge on the cloth. It will show that the cloth material is there. The same thing applies. The house you live, if you're living in a 3-bedroom flat, 2-bedroom flat, and your salary cannot bear it, you can move to a 1-room self-contained. You can move to a room and parlor self-contained. You can move to a room and parlor face me and face you. Mind you, it is not going to be permanent. It's temporary until when you are able to redo yourself out of the present situation that you are financially. Don't overstep your bound. Now, so the school your children go to, you adjust it. Then the house you are living in, you adjust it. Then your workplace to your home, is it trekking distance? That is another factor you have to look at. In places like Lagos, I don't know how most people are going to do it. Getting a house on the mainland or on the island is on the high side. So what most people do is to get house close to Abeokuta. They'll be working on the Victoria Island or Ikoyi or close to in the Ikeja, inside Lagos, in Lekki, and they are living at Abule Egba, and they are living at Iyanopaja. That is very far apart, and this happens in most cities because the factories and the places of employment are on one side, the houses are on one side. So the poor people, or the poor people so-called, will live in the extreme end where the house is cheap. Now look at the transport fare that you're going to spend. The price of houses are going to increase, are going to rise. I'm going to come back to all that later, how you can position yourself to take advantage of these things also. So for the meantime, you have to sacrifice certain things. Instead of going home every day from the island, from Victoria Island where you are working, going home to Abule Egba every day, Monday to Friday, and spending like 4,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 on the road, on transport. Instead of doing that, 5 of you can rent a room on Victoria Island close to your place of work. And all you do is on Monday morning, you already carry your 5 clothes you wear Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then you go there, you put your bag there, you take your bath, you go to work. Then you get back there. The following day you change, you go. On weekend, you now go back to your house. Remember, the money for that rent is expensive, but 5 of you are sharing the money. So it's just a bit that you're going to pay in doing this. Now, the school of your children should not be too far from your home also, so that you can walk. This morning, where my children attend the primary school is not far from my home. I had to walk. I can afford to take them in the car, but I am practicing what I'm teaching. I had to walk. Usually, sometimes we walk when the car has problem. We just take a walk. My other daughter that is in secondary school already, the school bus, it's a distance, but the school bus that uses diesel that takes her to the school and brings her back. The other ones that are in primary school is walking distance, so I can walk away. Most times when I'm going to work, I will go and drop them, and then I will be on my way to work. But what I did this time was that I just walked in. It's even exercise. I walk less than 5 minutes walk. I've reached the school, less than 5 minutes, I'm back at home. If I'm even walking on my own, maybe 4 or 3 minutes, I'm there and I'm back. Now, that is another thing. Make sure your school of your children is trekking distance from your home. If it's not trekking distance, at this time, you are going to feel it. You are going to be in for it. So all these things are factors that I've been talking about on this channel all along. That people are looking at maybe individual is too frugal. No, there are 2 ways to make money. One way is to reduce your expenses, or one way is to increase your earning capacity, your earning. If you're not reducing your expenses, you are wasting your expenses, and your earnings like fetching water into a basket. So you have to seal up everywhere that you see that money is wasting from in your home. Now your food, you can buy your food in bulk at this time. I have a small poultry I told you about in my home. We have other businesses that I've spoken about that you can invest your money, and at the end of the year you get 15% interest guaranteed, profit guaranteed. But in my home, I have a small poultry where I have layers. What I did was I received my salary 2 days ago, and immediately, because of the fuel price hike, I know prices of things are going to go up. I know dollar price may go up, and that will affect the price of feed. Feed that we are buying for 5,000, 4,000 plus, it moved to 4,008, 4,009, 5,000, 5,004, 5,009. Now currently, chicken layers mash is 7,000. So when I collected my salary, I went to buy 6 bags. 6 bags. That is 7 times 6, 42,000 was what I spent, because I'm predicting the number of layers I have in 1 week, they will finish 1 bag. So the bags I've bought now is going to take me for 6 weeks. Yes, 6 weeks. That is 1 month and 2 weeks. It's going to take me for 6 weeks. My wife was asking me that you have bought food for the layers, but you have not bought food at home. And I told her, these layers are going to produce egg. I know what I'm doing. These layers will produce egg. We are going to sell the eggs, and money comes. But are you going to, if I buy food at home, am I going to sell you? I'm not going to sell you. So when the layers, when I've taken care of the layers, they are going to lay eggs. We will sell the eggs, and we have money to run things. We make profit, and we spend out of the profit. Why will I now use the money to go and just buy food in the home and not on the layers? And then she piped down, and then she calmed down. She calmed down. She piped low, and then we moved on. She understood. Now that is it. That is just it. So you can buy food in bulk. In the coming days, things are going to be expensive. Food is going to be expensive. Many other things are going to be expensive. Now you can go and buy your tomatoes. If you cannot afford a basket on your own, you can peer, talk to people. Let's buy tomato. I've made research. This is the price. I'll buy it. We share it together. I'll just bring it here. We share it, and then they will agree. Maybe when the person can say, okay, let's go together. Maybe somebody may say, okay, I have this. It's so price. You can buy rice in bulk, and then you share a quota, instead of you going to just be buying, and they are making a gain out of you. You can do that and conserve. In the way, your family are going to eat more, and you are going to also save some money. These are some of the things you should do. Then you should start a side business. Maybe something that will not affect your job. Maybe you can start a poultry. You can start a broiler poultry or thereabout. And then when you can start layers. I have done a video on how you can do that. Check the description section below. I'm going to drop the link of that video there. I have a series of videos, or you can just go to the YouTube sidebar and type Olugbenga layers. The videos I've done talking about layers are going to come out. Or you can type Olugbenga broilers. The videos I've done on broilers are going to come out. These are the things that you can do at this time to save yourself from whatever is happening. By so doing, you are going to be able to adjust. Another thing you should do that you can use to cope is to have vegetable garden around your home. It's going to be deliberate. You see, life is deliberate. Life is not accidental. What happens to you in life is deliberate. You have to be deliberate. It is not accidental. I'm telling you, as I bring you this content, it is deliberate. It's not easy. This is not, I'm at home today. This is not what I want to wear. This is not what I'm wearing in bed. For the purpose of this video, I have to appear this way. I have to appear like this. Normally, if I'm in my house, I'm alone in the house, maybe with my wife, I will just wear a short or just my towel. But I can't do the video with my towel on alone. So deliberate. You have to be deliberate. You have to devote time. I have to do some things to make the setting where I am producing from to be just the way it is. Now you still have to be deliberate. If you are saying that the compound you are staying is bushy, weed it and ask somebody to make a bed for you. Bed where you can, vegetable garden bed, and then you buy the vegetable, 100 naira, 200 naira, the seed of the vegetable, and then you pour it there. In 5 days, 6 days, in a few days, you see what is springing up. If you are going to buy all these vegetable out there, you know what you're going to spend. You can plant water leaf, you can plant bitter leaf, you can plant a lot of leaf, ugu. And even if you don't have soil around you, the house is cemented, get a sack and plant it there. In a few weeks, you will just see the thing climbing, and you just be cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting, and you still keep moving. In fact, when the rains have gone, you can keep watering it and you are going to enjoy it. So these are some of the little things. Now, let's assume that you want to buy vegetable in the market today. You spend 300 to buy a good chunk, 300 or 200 or 500, depending on where you are in Nigeria. Another day, and within a week, you have spent 1,000 vegetable. But if you have it in your home, all what you spend in making the bed will not be more than 1,000. And in buying the seed and everything, maybe let's say 2,000, depending on where you are and how the weed in the area is. And then you spend 2,000, and then if you want 2,000, you are getting 1,000 every week for your own benefits, or spending it out, you are spending it in. These are just a few things you can do. If you know how to, if you're a guy, go and buy a clipper. I bought a clipper, and when I went to barb, and they told me that me and my son is primary 5, and they're saying that me and myself and my son, we're going to pay 800. I say 800 for what? We're going to pay 800. When one of my friends traveled to the USA, he said he went to barb, and the student was $50, and clipper was selling for $30. So after the first cut, they went for clipper. So currently, I have my clipper. I used to have a clipper a long time ago. It got spoiled. I used to barb outside. Okay, that's a profession. But with the situation of things, I had to buy this wireless rechargeable clipper, which I use now. In fact, on this week, my wife had to barb for my son. So my wife barb for me. This hair now is my wife that barb it. And when it's getting ready now, I'll go to barb it again. There's no big deal. The only thing is that she will not shape it. They will do it, and to be the same, to go down, it will be the same. And I moved on. I don't barb a hairstyle, just the way I am. See everything rounded, and everything is okay. So you too can do that. Your wife or anybody around your neighborhood should be able to plait for your children. If they are females, plait for them. Those who are close to them, plait for them. You give them some change, or you have some relationship that you don't even give them anything. These are some of the things you can do. Your clothes have torn. Go and repair it. Reuse your clothes. Reduce the amount of waste that you generate, and then recycle some of the things that you have that you normally throw away. Some shoes have cut. Normally, previously, you just throw the shoes, you throw them away, you buy a new one. This is not time for that. This is not time to buy new clothes. This is time to really conserve resources and manage the ones you have. Buy starch, buy what they call blue. Use it when you wash your clothes. Put the blue, spread it, iron it properly, and then it's good to go. And then buy some scent and put them on it, some perfume, and the clothes are going to be nice. People will be wondering who did this for you, who helped you to dry clean this clothes. You dry clean it by yourself. So some of these things you may need to do them for yourself, and you are going to be glad you did. I know this video is not for everybody. Those who are in the high class are looking at what are you talking about? We can cope without this. But even those on the high class, there are people around them that are finding it difficult to cope, and they are coming to you to ask for money. Share this video with them so that they can know how they can be able to cope. These are some of the coping strategies in this time. If you know other coping strategies, drop it in the comment section below. I don't know everything. I just know a bit. So I know that you that are listening to me, you are a guru. And drop other ways by which people can cope at this time in the comment section below. I'm going to discuss with you some other time. Then before I go, this is a time for you to go into solar business, solar panel business, and other things that are related to solar. So bring it to people, and they are going to buy it from you. Now is the time to go into solar business, because the price of fuel has gone up. People are using fuel generator. Now they want to go into solar. because the price of fuel is high. So the solar now will be preferable. So this is time to quickly enter in before the price of solar also go up. So again, my name is Subsidy, and I'm your host on this YouTube channel. Please, this video that is popping up right here is the next that you're going to watch. And if you have not subscribed, click the subscribe button, and we are going to move together. It is free to subscribe. I bring you value from time to time, and it's a joy to do this, and it's a happiness to do this. My aim is that you should rise up beyond every limitation that you have. For the records, I don't speak against any government. I teach some students how to make YouTube, and they were discussing some people that are in the public domain that their work is just to criticize government. I said, no, I don't criticize government. I believe every government that comes into power is divinely elected. The rules, the regulations they make, or the policies they make, I only look at how I can hook in, and I can adjust my life to fit my life properly and move on. If their policies look somehow, I believe that they are the leaders, and they know what they are doing, and they should know what they're doing. So that is just for the records, and it's for the records. Every government in power, I respect them, I honor them, I give them their due respect, because I know they know something, because they are the leaders. They know something, they see something that we that are following don't see. So when they make regulations, we just, instead of criticizing them, what I do is to give you information, is to package my own life and adjust in such a way that I am not going to be affected by any negative thing that is coming up, whether temporarily or not temporarily. I'm going to talk to you again some other time. Bye for now.